Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is Okay, Here is the Story, and my name is Dee Burns. So, I'm going to be reacting to Zach Rushing today. I've already done him a couple times. He's so funny. He's from the South. I want to say he's from Mississippi, maybe? I think so. I think it's Mississippi. So he's a Southern gentleman. He's not married, doesn't have kids. He owns his own business. He's the one that owns the business. It's called Birds, Bucks, and I always forget. Birds, Bucks. I don't know. It's 3 B's. It's an outdoor company. I always forget what the name of it is. But anyway, he talks about his family sometimes. And in the past, he's talked about his grandma. She's amazing. She's very protective of him. I mean, it's her grandson. I can understand. So the one we're going to be reviewing today is called Nanny is Back at It. I don't know what this means, but it should be funny. Okay, let's get into it.
Let me tell y'all this right now. Some of the nicest people you ever want to meet in your life are covered in tattoos and piercings. And some of the most judgmental people you ever want to meet in your life, like these bitches from this morning, go to church every Sunday. Let me tell y'all a little story about how my 87-year-old grandma, my nanny, the one that loves me more than life itself, curbed a bitch this morning just for her little grandbaby, okay? So about once a month, every month, my nanny and like 9 of her 90-year-old church friends all go out to eat for brunch, okay? And normally they like to bring at least 1 or 2 of their grandkids because all the old ladies want to know how their love life is, what they're doing for a living, you know, this, that, and the other. Because they come from that generation that if you're like not married by 30, you are a complete failure at life and you really shouldn't be here anymore. So having to compete with one of their grandkids who's a lawyer and the other grandkid who's like going to become a doctor, and I tell Joe Biden jokes on stage and yell at a telephone for a living. That's not exactly thriving in their book. They don't understand social media. But also the fact that I'm like 32 years old and not married, that sucks because they eat my ass alive on that. So I called up a girl hoping that she'd be my date for this little brunch thing tomorrow. Now the girl that I called up, my nanny absolutely adores. My nanny has been begging me for years to marry this girl and give her a great grandbaby. So my nanny was all excited about it. I didn't tell her that it was just kind of for the day, but anyway, nanny's excited. We go to brunch, all right? And we're sitting there with like 9 of them, and the age range of these women are like from 80 to 250. Like they sign their checks in hieroglyphics. They really do. And I'm sitting there, all right? And they're going.
Okay, hold on. First of all, he says they sign their checks in hieroglyphics. I can't say that word. My thought, besides that being funny, was they still write checks? I mean, who writes checks anymore? I guess little old women. Yeah? Okay, well, let's get back into it.
Like they sign their checks in hieroglyphics. They really do. And I'm sitting there. All right, and they're going around the table and they're gossiping, and we've been there for like 2 hours already, and I'm starting to get a really bad headache because I don't give a single flying fuck about anything that these old bitches are talking about. Okay, so I politely turned to my date and I said, would you mind driving home because I can't do this sober? She goes, absolutely, I'll drive home. Go ahead and get you a drink. So to be classy, I ordered me a mimosa. After I drank that first mimosa, I realized very quickly that's not strong enough for what I'm about to do. Okay, so I ordered a beer. Now we were there for another hour, y'all. In that hour's time, I had drank 2 beers.
Okay,
all right,
that's not bad.
2 beers. And the waitress came back around to the table and she was like, is there anybody need anything else before I bring the check? Well, I asked the waitress, because I know that we're fitting to be here for at least another 30 minutes. I said, can I get 1 more beer, ma'am? I was just nice as I can be. As soon as I said that, this bitch, Miss Martha, who is everybody's least favorite person in the church, okay? She's one of these women who has got to have attention on her. Like, she wears Kentucky Derby hats and shit to church for no reason at all. It'd be 150 degrees outside. She looked like she's fitting to run a damn race at Kentucky Derby. It's terrible, really. She looked like Joe Biden's wife. It's fucking hideous, okay? But anyway, she looks over at me and she goes, what did you just say, Zach? And I said, well, I just asked for 1 more beer. And she goes, Zachary, isn't that your 3rd beer this morning? I went to go open my mouth to say something to her, which I was going to be polite. About the time that I opened my mouth, Nanny's hand slapped over my mouth. It was like,
don't say anything.
I looked at Nanny, and Nanny looked straight at Miss Martha. And she goes, Martha, isn't that your 3rd husband? Nanny stood up, grabbed her damn purse, pulled her wallet out, pulled 3 $100 bills out, flicked them in Martha's face, and said, "Come on, Zach. Hey, y'all bitches, today's on me." And we walked out the door. Nanny is a damn legendary savage. I do not even deserve to be in her presence, but I'm still learning things. Nanny, I appreciate you taking care of me. I know that you're going to be watching this video and stuff, and I'm sorry for cussing, but shit.
Shit. Nanny's a gangster. I understand where he's coming from. I know I've talked about the way I grew up before on here. And I grew up in a very strict Baptist home. And I went to a private Baptist school my entire life, from K through 12th. And my senior year of high school, just to tell you kind of what their thought process was, I wanted to work for the FBI. That was my goal. And my senior year of high school, you get called in to the principal, and then he sits there and he talks to you about, what are your plans for the future, blah, blah, blah. And so he asked me, what are your plans for the future? And I said, well, I want to go to college. I want to get a criminal justice degree, and I want to work for the FBI. He looked at me and he said, "You're a woman. The only thing that you can do is get married, be a secretary, or be a teacher or a nurse. That's it." That's the way I grew up. I will tell you, I graduated on May 20th, 1988. On May 21st, 1988, the very next day, we graduated on a Friday night. The very next Saturday, one of the girls I graduated with got married. That's what they did. Everybody was married within 3 years of us graduating from high school. I was the only one who was not married. And since then, I have had friends tell me, or people I went to high school with, not necessarily friends, people I went to high school with have told me, yeah, we were worried about you, that you were going to be a spinster because, you were 25 years old at the 5-year, or let's see, our 5-year class reunion would have been when I was 22. I was 22 because I graduated from high school when I was 17. So, yeah, 22. We had our 5-year class reunion and I still wasn't married. And they told me, we were worried about you because at our 5-year class reunion, you weren't married. We were afraid you were going to be a spinster. And I started getting pressure from my mom to get married and start having kids. Phone conversations were, when are you going to get married and give me grandbabies? Yeah. I didn't get married until I was 26. So, yeah. And I will say that I graduated with 26 or 28 kids in my graduating class. And every single one of them is grandparents. I am the only one that is not a grandparent at 52. But that's okay. I have told my boys that if you never get married, that's okay. Do what's right for you, not what you think is right for me or what I want. You do what's right for you. My mother was a Miss Martha, or is a Miss Martha. Yeah. She's one that gossips and goes to church on Sunday and judges people who have piercings and tattoos. And yeah, that is, and I can see her saying that. Well, Zachary, you've had 3 beers. We've been here for 2 hours, hour and a half, was it? Or 2 hours? Yeah. I'm a big guy. Why do people have to stick their nose into other people's business? Just mind your own damn business. I mean, I can't stand people like that. I really can't. I cannot stand people like that. So I think his grandma is awesome. Well, Martha, isn't that your third husband? What happened to the other two? Did she divorce him or bury him? I'm just saying. And how did they die? I'm just saying. Okay, Zach, another great video. You're so funny. And you know what, Zach? You get married when you're ready. You'll know. When you meet the right person, you'll know. And I really think that you're probably too busy right now running your successful business and being a comedian and traveling all over. And you do you. That's what best friend tells me all the time. You do you. Okay, I hope you guys like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and my Rumble channel. Please, please leave me a comment either about this video or a suggestion that you have for another video. And let me know if you know somebody like Miss Martha. I'm sure they're out there. Anyway, that's it for today. Everybody have a great day. I love you guys. Bye.